Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel on LELB Society at LELB.net. You could see this domain address and it's so easy to remember, LELB.net. This session I'm going to teach you a vocabulary lesson on the basis of Latin phrases in English. And I have collected the most frequently used Latin phrases in English, and they can help you to make your English sound more academic by nature. And I will just provide you with the link to this English content. If you just go to the description area right down and click on the link in the description area, you will see the content of this English vocabulary lesson. And the material has been provided by our students in the form of living comments at the bottom of this post. Okay, so all of the terms here are Latin phrases. Okay, but they do exist in English and it's better for you to learn them. The first one is ad hoc. Ad hoc means unplanned and spontaneous, impromptu, informal and improvised, unprepared, extemporized. Okay, so done without any particular purpose and unplanned. For example, the company failed due to making decisions on an ad hoc basis without considering long-term issues. Long-term means the opposite is short-term. Okay, so due to means because of something, and also you could access all of these flashcards on LELB Society at LELB.net. And by the way, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for the upcoming English videos of high quality. Usually unprecedented events might turn into ad hoc ones. Unprecedented means something that has not happened before. Do you think relying upon ad hoc methods reveals short-sightedness or creativity? Creativity means using your imagination. So simple. Okay, this was the first Latin phrase. What about the second one? Alibi. Alibi means some evidence that can prove that an accused person should be acquitted or exonerated or set free because they were somewhere else at the time the crime was committed. Pretext, excuse, defense, explanation, account, reason. So, do not invent an alibi because any evidence or fact is against you. Evidence. Okay, so being afraid of jail is the British form or British style of JAIL, which is American. He commenced or started concocting alibis. Concoct means fabricate, to make something which does not have any foundation, which is not true. Concoct. Okay, the next one is bona fide. Bona fide means real, genuine, actual, and not artificial. Okay, so genuine, authentic, true, real, valid. Valid, and the opposite is bogus. So any bona fide offers of help would be appreciated and would be admired. The true bona fide prayer for rain always carries an umbrella with him or herself. And today, bona fide love is scarce, means actually you cannot find it ubiquitously everywhere. It's not easy to find, and many prefer marrying into money. These examples have been provided by our students in the form of comments. I will show them to you after this, at the end of this lesson. The next Latin phrase, carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day, and it means, let me just, It means the philosophy of living and enjoying the present and not worrying about the future. Living for the moment. Enjoying the present. Seize the day. The best advice you can give to those who are used to saving money is carpe diem. Unfortunately, in underdeveloped countries, carpe diem is less practical. It's more theoretical, according to this sentence. The next Latin phrase, de facto. De facto means actual and genuine. Yeah, it means existing, although not legally authorized, acting or existing in fact, but without legal sanction, as though rightful, in fact, genuine, effective, real. De facto means something that exists, but perhaps it's not that pleasant. It's not really pleasant. Sometimes we notice the subtle de facto consequences of our improper behavior towards people. A de facto state of economic problems requires consideration in different terms. Okay? And lack of. Yeah, this is lack. Yeah. Lack of democracy results in a condition in which people do not behave as per their own de facto thoughts. Okay, as per means according to. The next Latin phrase is e.g., for example, abbreviation for exempli gratia. These are Latin phrases. A Latin phrase which means for example. It can be pronounced as e.g. or for example. So the abbreviation for example is short for the Latin phrase exempli gratiam, meaning for example, for or as an example. Let's say we need to eat healthier foods daily. For example, meat, milk, fruits, eggs, vegetables, etc. Etc. means and others. And you can make a contribution to developing a LELB society by participating in activities, for example, leaving comments, raising questions, etc. And I have an unquenchable. Unquenchable means insatiable or voracious thirst for new digital gadgets, for example, cameras, cell phones, tablets, etc. Ergo. Ergo means therefore, so, in order to come to a conclusion. He already had a lot of, means so many of something, a large amount or number of people or things. Experience, and ergo, therefore, seemed the best candidate for the job. Candidate, a person who is competing to get a job or elected position. Today, life is so competitive, ergo, more determination is needed or required. Etc. Written abbreviation for etc. and other similar things. It is used to avoid giving a complete list. So, etc. is a Latin phrase or abbreviation which stands for etc. It is used after a list to show that there are many other examples of the same kind. In formal writing, people avoid using etc. and instead use such as and many others, etc. A LELB society is a platform for exchanging ideas, learning English, brainstorming, etc. These examples have been provided by our students, I have not written them. IE is the next Latin phrase, used especially in writing before a piece of information that makes the meaning of something clearer and shows its true meaning. That is to say, you could say. IE is an abbreviation for id est and means that is to say. That is to say means used to give more exact information about something or to correct a statement. or in other words, used when you are expressing an idea or opinion, again, in a different and usually simpler way. We use it when we want to give a more precise description of the things mentioned before. Have you ever talked with a nonagenarian, a very old man or woman, actually, who speaks many tired cliches? That is, the phrases which are not original and have been used so much. Trite, Trite, or banal, Banal. An effective method of mastering or learning vocabulary is to learn them in context, that is, implementing and using them in a sentence. The exact method that the students at LELB.net actually are applying or employing. The next Latin phrase is inter alia. Inter alia means among other things, etc., among others, and so on. Among other things, the example: I opted for hamburgers rather than other foods, inter alia, prawns, roast beef, sausages, and tuna steak. Next Latin phrase, per capita. Per capita means it's both an adjective and adverb, particularly adverb. It's actually an adverb. So if you state an amount per capita, you mean that amount for each person. So it means by or for each person, respectively. Respectively means in the same order as the things you have just mentioned. In proportion, per head, proportionately, pro rata, which is another Latin phrase, not listed here by the way. The per capita number of your mistakes during a specific period of time reveals the level of our accuracy. Okay. So mistakes during a specific or special period of time reveals or shows a level of accuracy or precision. France and Germany invest far more per capita in public transport than Britain. Remember, public transport is the British style for public transportation, which is American. And the per capita income in the country is very low. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, per se. Per se means by or of itself. By itself. The main reason to change careers is not money per se. And having a profound means deep, profound effect on the society per se is a good reason to hold a commemorative ceremony for him. Means memorable, commemorative. Believe it or not, money as a panacea per se solves many problems. Panacea means cure all, a remedy for everything. There are images, because I've zoomed in this screen, you cannot see the full image. So the best way to just maximize and get the most out of these utilities is to visit our website at LELB.net with over 1,800 or let's say 1,800 flashcards. Okay. The next word is postmortem. Postmortem, it means an examination of a corpse or dead body. Dead body. to investigate what has been the cause of death, an autopsy, postmortem examination, medical examination and investigation into the cause of failure in an unsuccessful task or project, analysis and inquest. Autopsy is a good synonym for that. Forensic experts and medical doctors are performing a post-mortem examination on the corpse to uncover the mysteries of the murder. People can make progress if and only if they conduct post-mortems on any condition in which they have barked up the wrong tree. It means they have used their energy in wrong directions or in a wrong direction, mistakenly. Okay, so the next Latin phrase, pro bono. Pro bono means to do something without asking for money in return. Yeah, it means actually a job or service that is provided without expecting to receive any money in return, done without compensation, undertaken for the public good, unpaid, voluntary, volunteer, unwaged. All of the sentences, materials, contents here are quite original. Remember that. One of the signs of equality in a society is the opportunity to have a pro bono service for those defendants who cannot afford to pay a lawyer in order to defend and acquit. Acquit means set free, exonerate themselves in a court. Defendant is a person who has been accused of a crime. Yeah. Non-profit organizations which work on a pro bono basis should be supported by the government. And the next Latin phrase is quid pro quo. Means to do something actually in exchange for something else. So something for something. Tit for tat. Yeah, the photo is so large you could not see that. So let's stick to the text. So it means something that is given to someone in exchange for something they have done. Okay. Or a service they have provided. So something done in exchange, deal, trade, agreement, exchange, trade-off, tit for tat, an eye for an eye. Our company is going to provide or give them with pro bono services as a quid pro quo for the generous donation. And the next one is sine qua non. Okay, here it is. Sine qua non. Sine qua non means the condition or state of affairs that currently exists. Everything that actually exists or happens at the same time, and it is based on reality. So the current condition or state of affairs that exists at the moment, is at the present time, now, and current situation, existing state of affairs, present circumstances. The status quo will be maintained or kept unless means if not. Unless means if not. He concurs to adopt a boy from an orphanage. Concur means agree. Terra firma. Terra firma means dry land when compared with the sea or air. Terra firma is used humorously in conditions where it is surprising to land or walk on earth again after a long time. Dry land when compared with the sea or air. The passengers of the capsized boat reposed on terra firma after swimming a long distance through towards the deserted island. So capsized means something that has been upside down. Yeah. Deserted means actually cast away, and it is not populated. So the astronaut was so grateful, means thankful, for walking on terra firma again when he came back to Earth. It was good to get back on terra firma again after that awful sea crossing. Next Latin phrase is verbatim. Means word for word, literal, particularly when it comes to translating or reporting something. Using identical words, corresponding word for word with something else, copied word for word, literal, using exactly the same words. Verbatim reports of any scientific course can be beneficial or useful, beneficial in the future, later on. Even for in the future we have a flashcard. So, in dubbing process, dubbing means naming or labeling, conveying the whole concept or idea and meaning is more essential, means necessary and important, than translating them in a verbatim way. Versus, very simple one. Against, contra, alternative to, as opposed to, in competition with, contrasted with, as against. An extravagant lifestyle versus a parsimonious one. Extravagant means lavish. Parsimonious actually is an adjective which means not willing to spend money or give something. Miserly, or you could say frugal. Many years ago, there was a relentless battle between the indigenous inhabitants versus the alien invaders taking place on this island. Indigenous means native people to a particular place. Okay, alien means a stranger. Vice versa. Vice versa means the other way around. Conversely means actually referring to a situation that is completely the opposite of another one. On the other hand, it means to give another opinion or fact that should be considered as well as the one you have just given. In opposition, I told you there are 1,800 flashcards on LELB Society in this way. In opposition, in contrast, contrary-wise. Not always does affluence or riches, affluence, wealth, effect jubilation, and vice versa, however. So, pay attention to this structure. It's not a question, it's a statement, but an inverted statement. So not only after these somehow negative and too strong adjectives, you need to invert the format of the sentence and change it from a statement into a question. But this is not a question. So some other examples are not only, neither or neither, barely, seldom, rarely, only, and some others. And pay attention, jubilation means happiness. Effect, it's not effect, it's a verb, and as a verb, effect means to bring a result, to yield something. Okay, the dilemma means two-sidedness. The dilemma of which came first, the chicken or the egg, denotes or signifies that having a chicken is a prerequisite or sine qua non, or very important actually building block of something for having an egg, and vice versa. Okay, so we come to the end of this English vocabulary lesson on the basis of Latin phrases in English, and let me just show you the comments from which I have extracted these or created the content of this post. As you can see, there are 99 thoughts on Latin phrases, and let me show you the comments here. And I really recommend you do the same thing as the other students have done, leaving comments in the comment area, and I will correct your mistakes if there is any. And yeah, so you could learn in interaction with other students in a perfect way, cyclical, interactive, and communicative way. And this is the best way ever you could learn grammar in comparison to studying a course book. Remember, learning grammar with the help of course book is so traditional and obsolete. It's not practical. If you make a mistake and then you are corrected, and you learn about that grammar mistake or grammar point, this is the perfect way to learn grammar, to learn actually vocabulary. Instead of just learning something theoretically, you just put it into practice and learn it practically. And yeah, just remember that I will provide you with the link to this English content, this English lesson, in the description area down below. And also do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for the upcoming videos. Thank you very much for your attention, and take care. Bye bye.